the 5th of April, Sunday morning. We're in chapter 9 of the concentration factors of the Majjhima Patipata, the middle way. We left off at the middle page of 682. We're reading the essential Buddhadhamma, the teachings and practice of Theravada Buddhism, compiled by Somdet Prat Buddha Gosacharya. English name, P.A. Payutto. This version is translated and edited by Bruce Evans. We're reading from 682 to 690. The convergence of the path factors. The objective of Samma Samadhi, right, concentration, as already stated, is to create a field of operations for wisdom, or, to put it simply or broadly, to put the mind in the most suitable condition for the combined functioning of the factors of the path to achieve their purposes, which is the realization of the truth, the elimination of defilements, that is, mental defilements, and the cessations of problems and sufferings. It has also been stated that the 8 factors of the path work together and in harmony, in unison, with samadhi, right view, leading the way. Thus, we can say here that the other 7 factors of the path are supports for concentration, samadhi, helping to bring about the arising and establishment of concentration, samadhi, as right concentration, samma samadhi, by eventually giving rise to 2 further path factors, right direct knowledge, samma nana, and right liberation, samma vimutti. In this respect, the other 7 factors of the path are said to be accessories of concentration, samadhi. Samadhi parikara. That is, they are associated with the supporting factors of concentration. Concentration that is combined with these accessories is called Arya Samma Samadhi, and it leads to the goal, as is stated in the Dipitaka and the Pali Canon. These 7 accessories of concentration, samadhi, has been well expounded by the Tathagata, the Blessed One, who knows, who sees, the Arihat and fully enlightened, awakened one, Gautama Buddha, for the cultivation and development of right concentration, for the perfection of right concentration, samma samadhi. What are the 7? They are right view, right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, and right mindfulness. The one point in mind that is accompanied by these 7 factors is called samma samadhi, right concentration, that is noble, which has a upanisaya, meaning a support, a base, or a firm foundation, or has accessories. It has components or supporting factors that aids. When there is samadhi, right view, right thought is ready for work. When there is right thought, right speech is ready for work. When there is right speech, right action is ready for work. When there is right action, right livelihood is ready for work. When there is right livelihood, right effort is ready for work. When there is right effort, right mindfulness is ready for work. And there is right mindfulness, right concentration is ready for work. When there is right concentration, right direct knowledge is ready for work. And when there is right direct knowledge, right liberation is ready for work. When the Eightfold Path is fully developed, there comes to a point in a moment when all the factors converge and function collectively to produce a strong, direct knowledge that penetrates the truth and utterly eliminates the mental defilements that bind and oppresses the mind. The point at which the factors functions in unison is in this way is technically called Magga, the path. Because that is the instant at which all the factors truly function as one path. When the path has so functioned, the state of fruition follows, which is the knowledge and understanding of reality and liberation from mental defilements, a state that is without oppression and is free. This is called fruition, or in Pali, bala. If everything follows the usual order, the strong or absolute functioning of the path will occur altogether 4 times or on 4 levels called the 4 paths. The state of fruition, bala, also has 4. Together they are called the 4 paths and the 4 fruits and the 4 noble paths and the 4 noble fruits. A sotapatti magga, the stream entry path. A sotapatti pala, the stream entry fruit. A sakadagami magga, the once returner path. A sakagami bala, a once returner fruit. Anagami magga, non-returner path. An anagami bala, a non-returner fruit. Arihata magga, the Arihat path. Arihata bala, the Arihat fruit. This, in terms of the component factors of the Noble Path, has 8, and therefore is known as the Eightfold Path. Atta Anga Kamaga. But in terms of its operations or functions of the 4, is known as the 4 Path. Kutu Maga. The action of the factors of the path functioning in unison of one mind, moment to produce the achievement of the goal is called Dhamma Saka Magi. And the Dhamma Samagi is enlightened, or is enlightenment. At the moment of the path of attainment of enlightenment, it is not just the 8 factors of the path that functions together in unison in the one mind moment, but the whole 37 requisites of enlightenment, bodhipaka kaya dhamma. However, the 37 requisites of enlightenment can be summarized as the Eightfold Path. Thus, when talking of the path, all those other factors are also implied. It may be asked how so many factors of the path can manage to function all in the same moment, as some of the factors, especially of morality factors, sila, such as right speech and right action, do not seem to be involved at all on that level. This question may be better understood through simple example of a skilled shooter and an archer. On the day of competition, when a woman shooting and hitting the target and winning first prize, she hits the target a shot that takes only an instant. Looking superficially, we might simply say that she had a firm hand and good aim, and that at this end, it ends the matter. But if we were to examine the factors involved more closely, behind her firm hand and her good aim, and that good shot that took only an instant, we would find a long process of training that led up to the event. She may have invested a great deal of time and effort in training the physical posture, her standing position, the position of her legs, shoulders, and arms, the way she held the bow and fixed the arrow, her aim and judgment of the distance, and the decision-making and concentration that led to the fluency and dexterity that enabled her to do all these things in seemingly effortless instant. When the time came for her to perform, when she shot that arrow and hit that target, it was undeniable that that instantaneous shot was produced of the holding, balancing, and balanced effort of her body, along with the confidence and concentration and judgment that altogether formed the determinants behind that shot. In other words, all the movements and poise of the body, the primed and fluent state of the mind, and the panya, wisdom, or comprehension that caused her to make good decisions work together in that one moment of shooting, and the readiness of the body, the readiness of the mind, the readiness of her wisdom at the time were products of months or years of training. Thus, it can be said that her shooting the target in the instant was the results of months and years of training. It is at this point the question of individual differences comes in, particularly the maturity or strengths of the faculties involved. Some people may train only a little and achieve results easily. Others may train for a long time, but nevertheless attain results with ease. Some have a lot of difficulty in the practice and take a long time to achieve results, while others may experience difficulty in the practice and achieve no results, no matter how hard they try. Apart from the factors or individual differences, the results and speed of slowness of the practice are also dependent on other factors, particularly the correctness of the practice, the availability of the teacher or the instructor, a good friend, a kalila mitra, and so also physical health and environmental conditions. In this respect, the commentators have divided the successful practice into four kinds called the four patipata. The first one is dukkha patipata dana apinya. Difficult practice, slow realization. Second, dukkha patipata khinna apinya. Difficult practice, fast realization. The third one, sukha patipata danata apinya. Comfortable practice, slow realization. The fourth, sukha patipata khinna apinya. Comfortable practice, fast realization. Among the many factors making the practice difficult or easy and realization slow or fast, one is concentration, samadhi. It has been that it is possible to begin practice of insight meditation immediately, using only an elementary level of concentration, samadhi, and to thereby attain direct knowledge of cessation of the outflows, asavakaya nana, which is the goal of the practice. So basically the goal of the practice is to get rid of the mental outflows or the defilements. Asava. Kaya na. That is the goal of the practice. But one can also first cultivate samatha. Samatha means calm, tranquility, serenity, and gain a firm foundation of the absorption of jhana for the practice of insight. This point becomes clearer in the four ways of practice. That is, it is said that those who gain the four absorptions will have sukha patipata, or translated as comfortable practice. While those who develop the reflection on unattractiveness, the reflection on repulsiveness on food, and the reflection on death, which according to the teaching already discussed, lead only to access concentration, or at most the first absorption jhana, will have dukkha patipata, translated as difficult and uncomfortable practice. Following in this Buddhadhamma, describing a kind of practice that shows how all the requisites of enlightenment, Buddhadhamma, are contingent on the Eightfold Path. It is a kind of practice on the surface that may seem simple, but it's only easy for those who practice it right. For those who are not yet ready, it may be difficult. It may necessitate preparation for undertaking many other practices. Bhikkhu monks, one who sees as it is the eye, forms, rupa, eye consciousness, eye contact, feeling, vedana, be it pleasant, unpleasant, or neither pleasant nor unpleasant, contingent on the eye contact and not attached to the eye, etc. Not attaching, one is not entangled. One is not enamored. One sees the harm therein. The 5 skandhas, the groups of upatana, clinging, do not come to grow. The desires that leads to rebirth, samsara vata, contains lust, tanha, and delights in the objects, aramana, is given up. Agitation of the body, agitation of the mind, burning of the body, burning of the mind, turmoil of body and turmoil of mind are given up. One experiences bodily pleasure and mental pleasures. Whatever titi, view such as one will have, will be samatiti, right view. One's thoughts will be sama sankappa, right thought. One's effort will be right effort. One's mindfulness will be right mindfulness. One's concentration will be right concentration. One's bodily action, verbal actions, livelihood are purified from the first. Thus is the Noble Eightfold Path of that person developed and fulfilled. While practicing the Noble Eightfold Path in this way, the 4 foundations of mindfulness, satipatthana, are fully developed. The 4 right efforts, the 4 pathways to success, the 5 faculties and the 5 powers, the 7 enlightenment factors are fully developed. One is possessed of 2 qualities, calm and insight, working in unison. Whatever conditions there are to be noted with super knowledge, abhinyas, one notes those conditions with super knowledge. Whatever conditions that are given up with super knowledge, one gives up those conditions with super knowledge. Whatever conditions there are to be brought about with super knowledge, one brings about those conditions about with super knowledge. Whatever conditions are to be realized through super knowledge, one realizes those conditions through super knowledge. Bhikkhu monks, what are the conditions to be noted through super knowledge? There are things known as the 5 skandhas of clinging, so the groups of upatana. The clung to groups of rupa, form. The clung to groups of vedana, feeling. The clung to groups of sanya, perceptions. The clung to groups of mental formations, sankhara, and the clung to groups of vijnana, consciousness. Bhikkhu monks, what are the conditions to be given up through super knowledge? There are ignorance and the desire for coming, bhava tanha. Bhikkhu monks, what are the conditions to be brought about, developed through super knowledge, abhinyas? There are calm and insight, samatha and vipassana. What are the conditions to be realized through super knowledge, abhinyas? They are knowledge and liberation, So dasana and vimutti. Gautama Buddha, Gautama Buddha once summarized all things as follows. Bhikkhu monks, if you were asked in this way, what should answer those members of other sects of Hindus and Jains? Venerable Sir, all things, dhammas, have desires as root, chanta, mula, laka. All things have attention as origin, manasikara, sampava. All things have contact as birthplace, basa, sammutaya. All things have feeling as meeting point, vedana, sammosarana. All things have concentration as its leader, samadhi pamukha. All things have mindfulness as sovereign, sota atipataya. All things have wisdom as its apex, panutraya. All things have liberation as its essence, vimuttasara. All things have deathlessness as merging points, amatagata. All things have nipita, nibbana, nirvana as its end, nipita pariyosana. Gautama Buddha also said, Bhikkhu monks, a Bhikkhu monk leads the holy life in celibacy, brahmacharya, which is blessed by the training rules, cultivates in wisdom, has liberation as its core, and is governed by sati, mindfulness. How is this holy life blessed by the training rules? Those rules for higher conduct that I have laid down for the disciples in the teaching and discipline, for the faith of those yet without faith, and for the further development of those with faith, those rules for higher conduct I have laid down. In whatever way are followed and practiced by the disciple in that way, not allowed to falter, not allowed to be broken, not allowed to become soiled or stained. Moreover, those rules of higher training that I have laid down for the disciple for the total and proper cessation of suffering, for those rules of higher training laid down by me, in whatever manner and way are followed and practiced by the disciple in the way, not allowed to falter, not allowed to be broken, not allowed to become soiled or stained. Thus is the holy life, blessed by the training rules. How does the holy life culminate in wisdom? Those teachings that I have given to the disciples in the teaching in the disciple for the total and proper cessation of suffering, those teachings given by me, in whatever form are seen clearly in that way with wisdom by those disciples, does the holy life culminate in wisdom. How does the holy life have liberation as its core? Those teachings that I have given to the disciples in the teachings and the discipline for the total and proper cessation of suffering, those teachings given by me, in whatever form and are experienced by those disciples through liberation, does the holy life have liberation as its core? Bhikkhu monks, how is the holy life governed by mindfulness? The disciple is well controlled internally by mindfulness, reflecting. I will perfect the training rules of higher conduct that are not yet perfected. I will promote with wisdom the training rules in higher conduct that are already perfected. I will perfect the training rules of higher training that are not yet perfected. And I will promote with wisdom the training rules in higher training that are already perfected. I will survey and see in full those teachings that I have not yet seen in full with wisdom. While those teachings that I have seen in full with wisdom, I will promote with wisdom. I will experience those truths that I have not yet experienced through liberation. While those truths that I have already experienced, I will promote with wisdom. Thus does the holy life with mindfulness as sovereign. That concludes today from 682 Convergence of the Path Factors. We will pick up on the conclusions to the Four Noble Truths in the summary of Buddhadhamma, the next one. And this starts at page 691. The essential of Buddhadhamma, the teaching and practice of Theravada Buddhism, compiled by Somdet Prabhuta Gosacharya, English name P.A. Payutto. This version is translated and edited by Bruce Evans.